All right. It is time for another episode of the Florencio Files. And over here on the right-hand side, the Zerg player, it is Starfly. StarCraft plus flying bugs, maybe. Maybe see some mutt-mutts. Over here on the left-hand side, it is a truly insidious disease. One that builds planetaries all over the map. And bends its entire will to parasitically sucking life off you, basically by baiting you into attacking into those planetary fortresses. The man who often looks like he's losing every Terran game until his Widow Mines kill literally everything and his battle cruisers murder all your workers. Over here on the left-hand side is the one and only, the virus, the disease, the man. He spreads like an infection and he is an absolute beast. It is Florencio. Flovid19, of course, his account here. Yeah, he's a bit of a dirty boy. He's going to be going for that nice quick double gas. So it's gas first, barracks, then second gas. Barracks only a casual about 8 seconds later than you would normally expect it with a gas first, but that's all right. Look at this. Starfly is like really wanting to scout the bottom of the map for cheekiness, but not actually scouting the top at all. Interesting. I wonder if this Zerg player is going to try and mine out the back door and expand down that way. For now, just droning on up is Starfly. Bit of overcrowding in this mineral line. Not enough minerals for everybody. Don't you love those Zerg sounds? Look at that throb. It's hypnotizing, isn't it? Don't you just kind of want to pop it like a pimple? You kind of do, right? Something visceral about these Zerg units. Wouldn't you just love to go for a swim in there, guys? I mean, you might come out with a few extra tentacles and wings or claws sticking out of your sides, but I think it would be pretty fun. I think it would be pretty fun. All right, Flo's first Reaper. Now, this guy, honestly, I have seen actually get crazy amounts of damage. He goes right past the Zergling. They both bumped. Not quite uglies. Not quite uglies. They just bumped into each other very briefly in the middle of the map. Now, one Zergling versus one Reaper. Florencio's like, you think you can fight me, mate? Get out of here. Oh, the drone. Did you see that? That drone just ran towards the Reaper. Was like, oi! It's that moment where the bear walks onto the porch of the house and the cat comes out and scares the bear off. And the bear's like, why is it coming at me? It's like, you know, this little thing should be afraid of that big scary thing, but it just acts unafraid. It like frills itself. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And you see the Reaper's like, whoa, I don't want to mess with that, dude. That's actually insane. Massive thank you there, by the way. Much love, much love. We just had another t-shirt. Tom Golonska. Much love, man. Oh no, Flo! Flo! Oh, holy shit. Look at that reaction time. Neeb has been training him to read his minimap and use control groups. Let's see, did he control group anything? Did Flo control group anything?
Our forces are under attack.
I don't think he did. Has he got no control groups? Flo has no control groups, I think. Yeah, these are control. I'm like, I keep clicking and I'm like, why aren't control groups showing up? Flo doesn't even have his command center control groups. I guess what keys are you really going to use on an Xbox controller, right? 6-kill Reaper just butchers those Zerglings. And check it out, he's already floated an expansion down. He hasn't even opened up the path between his bases, but he's already erecting a planetary down there. And he's massing Hellions up here off 2 factories. Who needs add-ons anyway? Add-ons are for tryhards. Planetary in the main, planetary at the natural and the low ground, which, by the way, he didn't even bring SCVs down there. He's now going to start a 3rd factory in a starport. That Reaper is still an absolute vet, by the way. Zergling speed's done. Baneling Nest is done. And of course, oh, Starfly. You can always tell, guys, there is something about Zerg players where, like, when their opponent just, like, they don't know really what's happening. He's like, oh, you got a planetary there? Well, you know what? That's not defending this side. I'm going to make Lings and Pains. The only problem here is it's literally, are we going to blow up the wall and run in with 4 Zerglings? Is that the plan? Like, Have you thought about this one, Staff? Like 2 banelings on 1 Marine? Oh my god, even letting him in the base is Florencio. Florencio's like, hey, do you want to come to my barbecue? Dude, I like to be a good neighbor. You know, I like it. We all get to know each other. He's like, do you want to come in? Come into my house, man. You know, it's just, it's that scene from the end of The Human Centipede where the detective's like, I'm onto you. I basically have proof that I know you're abducting people and stitching their faces to each other's butts. And the guy's like, yeah, but you don't have proof. You can't get me. And the detective's like, actually, I can. You're going to prison, buddy. And then the bad guy's like, would you like a glass of water? The detective's like, yeah, I'm kind of thirsty. And the guy's like, oh great, just gonna put some drugs in this. Hands in a glass of water. The detective's like, yes, I have just accused you of murder and said I'm about to arrest you. Drinks the water. He's like, whoa, I feel sleepy. Falls asleep. And I'm like, is this intentionally bad writing? Is that what this fucking is? Like, what? Yeah. You're like, oh, 6 Hellions are welcoming me into their base. Yes, I should go in there with them. Yes, I will drink the Hellion water. I'll come to your barbecue. They're clearly trying to kill you. Do you not think this through? How did you get your Baneling license, Starfly, that you thought running 7 Banelings and 4 Zerglings into a ramp was going to be a good idea? If the wall was raised, you would have had to use every Baneling just to open the door. And yet you commit anyway. You really do deserve a leading part in a fucking C. Oh, C grade's kind of harsh. Let's be real. That was an F grade film. Human Centipede was up there with Donkey Punch in terms of absolute garbage that should never be watched by anybody if they want their soul to stay inside their body where it fucking belongs. By the way, guys, did we just see a 3rd hatchery die to Hellions? I'm sorry, I was talking a bit about that whole analogy and I didn't realize. Did we just see a 3rd hatchery? Did we see a hatchery just die to Hellions? I don't remember the last time I saw that fucking happen. Holy shit. That's like murdering someone with a potato peeler. You're like, yes, after I peel 17 layers of skin and muscle, I may get somewhere near the internal organs. You're like, at some point you expect the person who you're potato peeling to get up and do something about it. Same thing with the hatchery. This Zerg player though is like, nah, it's all right. Have a peel. It's fine. You're like, he's literally peeling the skin off your 3rd with those Hellions one at a time. You gotta fucking chill out, mate. The mutas now come in. The Cyclones say, haha, get out of here. I actually think the mutas could win that fight, but with the turrets to fall back on, probably a good choice to disengage. Now, the Zerg has got the gold up. He's adding upgrades. He's adding fancy tech. As much as I've been shitting all over his decision-making, Starfly's got Bane speed, +1 flyer attack. I don't know what the infestation pit's for, but it could be useful. For some reason, he's building spine crawlers and spore crawlers here. I'm not sure why, but why not? 50 drones versus 44 SCVs. Not a great worker position for the Zerg, but with a 3rd hatchery ahead, it's pretty good. We're going to see pathogen glands and a hive. Are we going to see 3 base ultra with no upgrades? Is this going to be like straight to broodlords? Like, what is this hive for? Thankfully, a drone is going out to take a 4th, so not too inspired by Bly's 32 drone broodlord transitions when he's already dead in the game but refuses to leave. No offense to Bly. I love Bly. He has made some sick comebacks, but if there's one man who's just like, yeah, you know, you're unmaxed on 7 bases. I got 2 bases and 4 broodlords and an infester. I can make this happen. Not always my favorite thing to watch, a 20-minute death animation. Does sometimes get a bit tiresome. As much as the occasional times he gets the payoff, it's all worth it. Double Evo's on the way here. The Zerg's actually spreading creep, macroing, and making Banelings, which are pretty good versus Hellion, Cyclones, and Mines, as long as they don't run into the mines in a clump. This is always great, right? This is my build order. I'm going to teach you guys how to cast a Florencio files. What you do is you do analysis as if it's a normal game, and then the moment you mention it, oh god, get out of there, run! What are you doing? Run! Oh my god, oh my god. So as I was going to say, you analyze the situation as if it's a normal game. You point out, oh, this should work. And then you always usually say with an analysis, well, like the only way this thing works, like, you know, the only way this army is really great against Banelings. And then you realize that's probably going to come to pass because it's a Florencio file, right? So you're like, well, the only way the Banelings aren't good against this sort of battle mech composition is if they all run in a ball and the Widow Mines get massive shots on them. And then I'm like, oh, that's 100% gonna happen, right? Like, every time, it's always as I'm mid-sentence saying, unless X happens, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna fucking happen, isn't it? It's gonna happen. Of course it's gonna happen. He's like, I'm like, well, you got great control. Yes, you lost some workers. You've just got to rebuild your drones and not roll all your banelings into his army. He's on 2 base, you're on 4. What does the Zerg do, guys? He continues to mass mutas versus mass widow mines, mass banelings, and not replace any drones. And once again, we see one of Florencio's opponents manage to piece together many complicated details. This is high, like, honestly, it's very hard to, oh, he's hiding. He's like, oh no, my cyclones are in the open. The muters just flying in and getting their shit kicked in. The cyclone's like, hey guys, hello. How you guys doing? Hello? Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Do you want to play a game? And now it's like, okay, you're massing cyclones. Thankfully, Starfly did rebuild some of the drones on the gold. Still not using the 4th, though. Is very low on minerals. It's going to go 14 more drones, though, so big economy. And ultras. And ultras, guys, are incredibly bad versus cyclones. Those players would have turned around. Wait. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? Has he lost his will to live? He's just given up, mate. Oh, terror's unfair. I mean, look, they don't even have to do anything and my army just disappears. Literally, the only way you could get your army to disappear was to clump it as much as possible and move it over Florencio's shithole army. And yet, you managed to do it. What are you... He didn't even... I love how the Zergling... Like, you could actually see the moment where the Zerg's soul left his body, and it was before the first Widow Mine fired. It was the moment the Zerglings ran up the ramp and he saw that there was like 20 Widow Mines. You know, the Zerg just kind of took his hands off the keyboard and mouse and was like... It's not even fair. I'm like, you could just pull back and not lose all the Zerglings. And he's like, nah, I've already A-moved everything. I'm gonna alt-tab to Reddit, make a post about how unfair StarCraft is. What are you doing, mate? You still got so much freedom. But look at this. Oh, fireworks on the back door. The worker line's gonna go down at the same time. Ultra's going down on the front. Lift. Uh-oh. He does lose a base, but Cyclones versus Ultras, guys. I was talking about this. Ultra's not the best. Unfortunately, there's no Hellions, though. But he gets back to the ramp. Hold position. No. Oh, you're not meant to get... Oh, the Widow Mines get some decent... Oh my god, he's just like, run. There's planetaries in each base, though. Zerglings can't do shit. He's like, why do you have a planetary in your main? You're not meant to have a planetary in your main. What the... Like, you guys ever get a Zergling run by into a Protoss's base, and they're so bad, they have like 6 cannons in their main, and you're like... Why are these here? Like, why do you have 6 cannons in your main base? And they're like, it was a trap. I knew you would try to run your Zerglings in my base because you're such a shit Zerg player. So I just built 6 cannons in advance. And you're like, ugh. It's like, there's a thing where, like, when players are so bad, the hole in the wall where, like, you get to run in is actually just a trap. You're like, oh no, this guy has, like, a planetary in his main base. Like, he's actually playing the game wrong, and it's working. Speaking of playing the game wrong, Starfly still, by the way, it appears to has just set the rally point across the map, and is just building Ultras one at a time. It's like, why isn't this working? I thought Space Cows were the best suited in the game. Why aren't they winning? I'm confused. You made pathogen glands. If you fungal these, they're all gonna die. I love how it's always these Zerg players as well, where it's after they throw away their huge army, they go, ah, shit, I should probably build an economy. I always wondered what would happen to a lot of players if they switched that order around, where they said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a big economy, then start throwing my armies away. But for most people on the ladder, it's the opposite. It's like, my army's gone. I guess I'll need money to replace that. I should probably start work on an economy now so I can start thinking. And you're like, wait. Buddy. 300 IQ move. How about flip that upside down? And they're like, but I'll just tie to an all in. And I'm like, I don't know if you will, mate. How about before you just run your whole army into Widow Mines repeatedly, you just consider it. Just have a little think about it. By the way, I think we're about to see some what we call cliff fuckery. Is he just going to set up there? No. Okay, he's going to go around. He's going to go around. Wait. Run. I think we're still going to see some fuckery. What do we got? Swarmos are actually quite good against this army. And these drones are... Ooh, I don't think this Zerg player knows that those minerals only have 5 minerals each. Ultras versus mass cyclones again. How do you think this works, mate? Oh my god. Can you get back here? It's your auntie Darlene and she just wants to give you a hug. Kids, why are you afraid of your auntie? She just wants to give you a hug. Mom, she's fucking huge. She always tries to crack my ribs and pinches my cheeks and shit. Your mom's like, no, Jimmy, you need to let your auntie give you a hug. I know she's a big-boned lady who's a little bit starved for love because she didn't get to have kids of her own, so you need to make up for it. And you're like, Mom, I don't want to fucking let her hug me. And it's exactly this situation. The kids are like, get away from me. Auntie Darlene's like, why don't you show me love? I'm not that scary. I'm a human too. And they're like, no, you're not. You're fucking scary and you smell weird and you always try to hug me way too tight and it's weird and you're crushing the air out of me. Get the fuck out of here. She's like, oh. Note to self, guys, don't build an army of mass auntie fucking love-starved, I just want hugs up against cyclones. Cyclones are not just kids, they're those little rat-sized weasel-looking kids that are really fast and agile, and if you try to like pin them down, they always run away. They're the ones who are always fucking shooting spitballs at the teacher and then hiding in the back of class, that sort of stuff, you know? Don't fight cyclones with them. You gotta match cyclones with your own fast units. You can't use the slow ones, mate. The Widow Mines are still just chilling. The Cyclones come in. This has been Florencio's favorite attack angle all game. There's a reason I never take this base on this map, by the way, as a Zerg. And this is exactly it. So now we have a whole bunch of slightly more mobile, yet also short-ranged and very bruised up queens there. They do transfuse each other. Ah, of course, the Viking transition coming in here. Uh-oh, locusts. Oh, a nice locust wave. There we go. Bit of an ambush. Trips them over. Manages to catch a few of them. But, he knows they're there? Does he know they're there? The Vikings are landing in the main, and they are tearing it up right now. Does he know they're there? Scared, Flo. Oh, Flo didn't realize the Swarmos were there, but he catches a bunch of Ultras, but what if he gets caught by Locusts from behind? That can be big. Once again, oh no, it's a remax of love-starved Ultralisks. They just want some hugs. The Cyclones say, get fucked, you weirdos. They take out the Ultras. They refuse to give them any affection. The Hive is going to go down to mass-landed Vikings. So you've got to watch out about those Locusts from behind. The Queens are caught in the open. What the fuck is this hatchery? You know they only have 5 minerals. That's literally a 200 mineral base. Starflight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 5 is 40 minerals plus 40 minerals. This is an 80 mineral base, guys. This is an 80 mineral base. Just gonna... Gotta get your negative gearing on, right? Guys, just remember, Starfly is a boomer from Australia who owns so many properties, doesn't want to pay tax on them, so goes for the old negative gearing. Is like, that's right. No, I'm making a loss on it, so I should get a tax cut. And you're like, what? Why are you buying this? What the fuck? Can we just? Sorry, we got to rewatch those first mines. I'm like, come on. We've got to rewatch those first mines. So, I mean, that was just great. It's like, okay. And then Flo's like, okay, you're going mutas. I know what to do there. And that is build about 46 Widow Mines. Supply blocked for a solid minute and a half there. That's what we call Flo macro. And, the Zerg's got so much control. There's just this great thing where a player can be so ahead on bases and stuff and like not have to make any plays and then just always try to like force their issue with no information of what they're attacking into, right? Like, I know he has less bases than me and I have more, so if I attack into his defensive position, it should be good. Like, you could see at this moment that the Zerg was already thinking about some bad ideas. Like, I'll just sit outside his base and hopefully some good shit happens. And it's gonna... Where was it? Let's get it down. Here we go. Oh, you've got missile turrets there. Oh, no. Let's watch from Starfly's camera. So the first one was the mutas diving, which is gonna happen in a sec. Was he even watching? Yes. Oh, no. Okay, but I love that. It's like, okay, this guy's massing mines on 2 base.
Enemy in combat.
The next follow-up, as I said here, this is the moment where the soul leaves the body, sees the Widow Mines, has already A-moved the whole army, and we're on the camera. We're on the camera. It's just taking the mouse and hands off the keyboard. There are 30 Banelings that are about to now also roll into that base. And instead is like, I should build Ultras to counter those Cyclone Widow Mine. The Banelings are all rolling in, doesn't look at it, looks at it, says, oh yeah, seems like a good attack. I should keep going here. Goes, Oh, this poor Zerg player. GG, well played. Thank you, Florencio, for once again inflicting trauma on all of those people out there. You know, some people say we have a soft cushion lifestyle in 2020. Too many people in the Western world, especially, and in all the modernized and modernizing countries. You know, we get everything given to us. We don't really get tested as humans, and we don't get to find out, you know, what our real metal is. How do we hold up to pressure? But Florencio is actually running a charity service on the ladder where he goes around and he will inflict serious trauma upon you, make you feel deep pain, self-doubt, and worthlessness. And that is what builds character. So, you know, we might no longer have to hunt for our food. All of our basic needs are taken care of, but Florencio is still out there actively challenging us every single day to not hate ourselves. Thank you very much, Flo. We appreciate it. Guys, don't forget to support the Patreon. Link is down below in the description. Click like and subscribe, and check out the Teespring if you want to grab this t-shirt. Links down below in the description. Good night, guys.